Did you realize that California ranks as the world's fifth largest economy? Yep, bigger than India and just behind Japan. Things are about to get even higher, literally. This week, the governor signed a bill allowing marijuana dispensaries to serve food and non-alcoholic drinks. Cannabis cafes are coming, just like in Amsterdam. But let's be honest, putting kitchens in weed dispensaries sounds like a recipe for disaster. Imagine the smoke alarms going off every 2 minutes. Fortunately, the law doesn't take effect until next year. Until then, you can still grab munchies at your favorite spots like Pizza Hut or Taco Bell. Now let's shift gears to the upcoming election. We're just 32 days away, and things are getting wild. There are two major candidates. One wants to strip away health care, already took away reproductive rights, was found guilty of 34 felonies, and was impeached twice. Other? Well, he's not the first guy, and sometimes that's all you need to know. It's astonishing that this election is so tightly contested. Trump hit Truth Social last night, upset about the 165 pages of incriminating evidence released by the judge. He's ranting that the Department of Justice is interfering in the election. And of course, he insists, "I did nothing wrong." It's a classic case of deflection. Honestly, can you imagine him typing those all-caps posts? I wonder if he's aware that tapping the shift key twice is an option. Or is he hitting it between every letter? Either way, it's entertaining, but exhausting. Speaking of Trump, he's in Michigan today, complaining about windmills, immigrants, and overtime pay. Yes, overtime, in front of a crowd of Teamsters, no less. At one point, his teleprompter went out, and Trump ad-libbed about how Biden wouldn't handle that. Of course, Trump says he doesn't need a teleprompter. But if you watch any of his speeches, you'll notice he's been slower, slurring his words, and repeating the same stories. And that's the funny thing. Republicans were all up in arms about Biden's age. But Trump? He's only 3 years younger, and nobody seems worried about him. It's like they've forgotten to take the keys away from Grandpa. Meanwhile, Melania hasn't been at any of Trump's rallies lately, but she did resurface to promote her book and drop a surprise. She's pro-choice. That's right, she's taking a stand for individual freedom. You have to wonder, though, if her fans will even notice since it's in a book. Not exactly the most popular medium in Trump world. Let's take a moment to appreciate the bizarre world of Trump rallies. At a recent one, a supporter showed off his prized possession, a Trump duck. Yes, a rubber duck that looks like Donald Trump. It's going on the dashboard of his car, and he's pretty proud of it. And why not? It's a symbol of something. The Trump-Jesus connection? That's a new one. One woman compared Trump to Jesus flipping tables. That's right, folks. Trump as the new Messiah. It's hard to argue with that logic, so I won't even try. In other news, RFK Jr. is making headlines for some less than saintly behavior. Over the past year, he's had affairs with multiple women tied to his anti-vax charity. He's quite the ladies' man, apparently. But hey, between his anti-vax crusade and his shaky voice, who could resist? Finally, let's talk about a real issue affecting Americans, the longshoremen strike. Thousands of dock workers are on strike, which could slow down deliveries across the country. And what are Americans most worried about? Toilet paper, of course. Because nothing says crisis like a TP shortage. But don't panic yet. Most toilet paper is made in the US, so we should be fine. Luckily, a tentative agreement was reached, and the strike might end soon. But the union boss is a huge Trump fan. Some are speculating that a strike a month before the election could have been a win for Trump. But hey, we all know he loves this country too much to let that happen, right? Thank you for those uplifting thoughts, Mr. President. And with that, we wrap up another bizarre day in American politics.